Welcome. This is Zangler, the Tesla Semi Advocate, bringing you another exciting video flyover from Saturday morning, March 15th. And there is, as usual, an amazing amount of progress as well as a pretty exciting watershed event. And we'll get into it. Okay, right now, the couple of things to point out are that they have installed some windows, and that's currently, I think they're currently prepping that area for windows. And to the right of this, you'll see that they have some windows installed. Also, all of the shipping doors are installed. And right now, we're flying across the top of the building from the north to the south to the exciting stamping pit area, and just coming into view is a major event. Steel. Steel yourself for some news regarding steel. They have positioned all of the steel columns, beams, and trusses that are going to be necessary for the section G, the stamping pit section. Plenty of work still remains to be done, but they are rapidly backfilling and compacting the areas around the major steel stamping pits, and they are positioning steel for going vertical on section G, which will be an amazing watershed event. If you've been following along, you will know that they do not mess around. Once they start putting steel columns up, they connect them with beams. They use what are called sky braces from BZI to provide structural support until they have enough columns in, and they feel that the concrete is set, and then they remove those sky braces. The sky braces are shown later on in the video, and here's some interesting stuff going on the main, most complicated stamping pit area. If you've been following along, you know that there's a bunch of hollow area under there, completely black backfilled there on the west side. But then they're doing something else there. Looks like they put some geotextile covering, black covering over that section that we now cannot see. So the largest stamping pit is the one at the bottom of the picture, and the next largest is that one there behind the crane where they are backfilling soil. So columns and piers in front are ready for, the concrete footings, including these piers, are ready for the steel. And I also believe I saw that BZI is back in the house. I believe I saw, if not the BZI Mezmaster, I definitely saw a BZI telehandler that'll be used for putting up these columns. And it's on the far side, the far northeast side of the property, over by the new entrance. I didn't notice it until I was leaving. I missed it on my drone shots, so you won't be seeing it here. Here is a close-up of these 3 new windows that are installed, and just to be sure, I try to get multiple different angles, but I think you can see clearly that those windows are installed, and they're actually black pillars, for lack of a better term, in between. That is not all one solid piece of, those are not solid pieces of glass. Even that darked out section has black pillars. And all of the loading bay doors are in, and these tanks are very interesting. We do not know what these are for, but they are definitely very large industrial tanks used for the paint shop or some other manufacturing process. Kind of don't think they're used for any battery production. I think it may more be related to paint. Okay, now we're going to focus in on the stamping pit. As a reminder, the stamping pit is section G. Section A was the top far northwest section, and then it goes across. Section A is on the left, section B is the top middle, section C is the top right, and then continuing along, E, F, and D, E, and F, and then the new stamping pit section. F is the section with the blue exterior wall that will eventually become an interior wall. And here we see them pouring concrete on one of the stamping pit walls. Still quite a bit of work to do on this stamping pit. You can see those new columns being prepared with round, kind of look like freeway overpass columns. I don't believe that is to support of the stamping machines rather than to support columns. So this looks like there'll be a large expanse of area without columns, and probably bridge cranes spanning these stamping pit or stamping machine areas, bridge cranes to move dies and also possibly to move the stamp parts, although that may be less likely, except for the steel frame that they're probably going to eventually stamp here. Up there at the top is what I was talking about. Something going on there. Not exactly sure what that beige covering is over the concrete, but we're about to see all of the steel that's been positioned, and in a minute the sky braces will come into view. You see them bringing in soil and backfilling, and probably by the next time I fly the video, I may actually fly the video on Monday, 2 days after this video, because I really want to see those columns going vertical and get you early video assets of those columns going up, because as soon as they put one up, they immediately put three up, because it takes at least three to provide some level of support. And I'm guessing they're going to do that at the far northwestern section of section G, right next to the section F. Still doing some rebar work in that one area there. That right up there, I'm not quite sure what's going on. Look, as always, look forward to any viewer input. I know I saw sky braces, and at least a couple of times, and I'll point them out as soon as we see them. But that's where I think the columns will first go vertical, is that very top right section. And look at all this steel. I would guess that these columns are going to be the large grande-sized columns that we saw used intermittently on the rest of the factory. Certain areas of the factory used very beefy columns, and other areas used more slender, lightweight columns. And certainly that tells us something about there are the sky braces. Top right just disappearing. Top middle just coming off the screen. So if you get a chance, back up. But you'll also see more right there coming into view next to that silver trailer. Those are sky braces, and they're used as part of the BZI system instead of guy wires to support the columns, and they leave the interior of the factory construction area free of obstructions by using that sky brace technique. Now we are going to just take a quick look around for context and to position ourselves. Still plenty of work being done on the roof, and this is the eastern perimeter of the factory, And those are large doors, and then there's the BFD, the big friendly door, of which there are three. Those long parts, I believe, right there on the right of the BFD are positioned to go inside the factory. I think, of course, almost everything is pure speculation. Now, to the right and behind us is where I noticed a piece of BZI equipment has been brought back to the site, as well as no sky braces were on the site for a long time while they were working on the stamping pit and after the completion of the main sections. So look at those large racking material. Here I wanted to come in and see what these signs said, and they're just typical safety equipment showing that safety glasses, goggles, helmet, and reflective vest are required. And I noticed that these are all on all of the main entrances to the factory. This is an active construction site, obviously, and just hoping that we get the ability to see what's going on inside, with the proper ability of Tesla to keep secret any areas that they think has proprietary stuff that they don't want to share. We're getting close to the end of this video, so I want you to enjoy it, see where they're putting the windows in, and then at the very end we'll go back over and take a look at the stamping pit section. Thank you so much for joining us, and hope I can continue to bring you meaningful content. Thank you.